Good afternoon. I will be supporting my partner's claim that Prism should operate under the confines of the Freedom Act. To begin, it is in direct violation of the Fourth Amendment that citizens have the right to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. Documents, posts, texts. Prism is given free reign over the record and search our every actions. The checks and balancing system implemented to oversee Prism's actions was the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act of 1978. FISA, for short, is an ineffective agency at confining Prism to the Constitution. According to the Washington Post, the FISA court approved all 1,789 requests submitted to it in 2012. Bush called on Congress to pass legislation to reform the FISA in order to ease restriction on surveillance of terrorist suspects. Also, as of 2013, it had only rejected 11 warrants out of almost 34,000 requests since the Carter administration. Only 11. Every single request was approved in 2012. Were the people notified? No. Were they given a fair trial to represent themselves in their actions? No. And was it possible that the government could be wrong out of this one out of 1,800 cases? Yes. So we can conclude that the current confines are indeed in violation of the Fourth Amendment. Next, I'll talk about the national security letters. These grant search procedures that give the FBI power to compel the disclosure of customer records held by banks, telephone companies, internet service providers, public libraries, and other sources. The U.S. Supreme Court has held that the types of information the FBI obtains by these NSLs provide no constitutionally protected reasonable expectation of privacy. Because the person has no reasonable expectation of privacy to the information, there's no Fourth Amendment required for the FBI to obtain a judge's approval to obtain the information. This means the FBI can take your information because you don't know they're taking it. What you don't know can't hurt you, right? Wrong. According to the findings by the Justice Department Inspector General Glenn A. Fine, the FBI tried to work around FISA before. They were twice rejected in their requests in 2006. The court had concluded the facts were too thin and the request implicated target's First Amendment rights. But the FBI went ahead and got the records anyway, and by using the national security letters, they were able to get it approved. So even FISA, the supposed check and balances of Prism, who rarely denies a case, denied the FBI. The FBI was still able to retrieve the information anyway with the use of national security letters. From this, we can conclude the government has violated the spirit of federal surveillance laws, engaged in unconstitutional spying. Next, I would say moreover how Prism has the potential to be dangerous for Americans in the future. Section 702 of FISA allows the senior Obama administration officials to authorize the targeting of persons reasonably believed to be located outside the United States. We all know the head of the Obama administration. He's a president we all know and love, and we know he would never target Americans. However, looking at the future of the Obama administration, we don't know who will take office. I believe there may be candidates for office who have the potential for corruption. I won't say names, but there are candidates out there who express dismay for large portions of the American people. What could he or she do with this executive power of the United States? Under the War Powers Resolution, the President can declare war for 60 days without the approval of Congress. While Prism works under FISA, executive power has unlimited authorization to the targeting of any foreign persons. Whoever they target, whoever they deem foreign, the President can take unlimited action against. The FBI also has the power to abuse the system. Former FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover uses secretly obtained information to out gay members of government in the 1950s elections. In order to help Eisenhower and Nixon in the 1952 presidential election, he spread the rumors that Adlai Stevenson was a homosexual. His extensive secret files contained surveillance material of Eleanor Roosevelt's alleged lesbian lovers, which some speculate was the purpose of blackmail, as well as material on John F. Kennedy's sexual liaisons. Although secret files weren't under Prism, we can see how these secret information can contribute to corruption in the government. Lastly, the Freedom Act would solve this problem by making Prism operate constitutionally. Zeke Johnson, Director of Amnesty International, USA, Security and Human Rights Program, says that the rights to privacy requires, among other safeguards, that any use of surveillance be narrow in scope, necessary to proportionate to the legitimate aim, and subject to judicial review. The USA Freedoms Act imposes some new limits on the bulk of collection of telecommunication metadata on U.S. citizens by American intelligence agencies, including the National Security Agency. Through the Freedom Act, surveillance would be narrowed, cases would be subjected to judicial review, and it would create transparency in Prism's actions. With Prism operating under the Freedom Act, it preserves the constitutional rights and privacy of the people. Thank you.